Here follows an extract from my book Artful Designs, available from Amazon. Chapter 7, Part 1. It seems that you and I are back in business. DCI James shook hands with Sergeant Maddox in the foyer of Mossleigh Police Station. Honour demands that we need to set the record straight and solve this case. I won't accept the 15% success rate stance. They haven't met us yet. Let's go and plan our attack. There's not much room here and the facilities aren't very convivial. Let's walk over to Beth's and requisition her kitchen table. We'll get a better cup of tea there and some cake if we're lucky. It'll also save me having to say everything twice, as Beth and Drew will want to know our every move. I'm really thankful for you including me, sir, said Maddox. You know I'll do my very best, but I am concerned that I'm out of my depth. I'm not very cultured, I'm afraid. Neither am I, but don't tell anybody I told you that. There are plenty of arty experts for us to tap into. Ask them and then just nod as if you knew it all already. It works for me. Maddox laughed. I'm not sure I should be bluffing my way through an art theft, but don't say I didn't warn you. I'm not convinced I even know what questions to ask, but I'll do what I can. If I keep my mouth shut, I should escape discovery. That's the very best kind of copper. Mouth shut and ears open. We'll make a formidable team with our unofficial special constables. Drew will be an invaluable ally, getting behind the artistic facade, and Beth has an uncanny knack of getting inside people's lives. We'll get to the bottom of this between us. I'm only sorry I couldn't claim you earlier. Does this mean that you are now excused duty for the Flower Festival and the highly contentious WI Croquet Crown? I may have to cover the odd shift, but I'm happy to say that I'm off the hook for the most part. Once again, thank you. James laughed as they turned the corner into Beth's driveway, and after a token knock at the back door let himself into the kitchen. To announce his arrival, he vigorously activated the silver service bell. He then put the kettle on to boil in acknowledgement of the summons that he'd just made. Very quickly the sounds of the piano in the music room died away, and the sound of brushes being cleaned began. Cups of tea and coffee sat waiting ready for the commencement of the ad hoc burglary squad. I've relocated my office for the morning, Beth. You serve better cakes than Winsford Canteen, and Mossleigh Station doesn't even have a vending machine. What have you got in? I need a sugar rush to kickstart my thinking. We've got some sleuthing to do, and at this very moment I haven't a clue where to begin, said Benedict. What would you say if I told you that I don't have any cake, said Beth. I wouldn't believe you. I'd start searching without bothering for a warrant, and I may consider arresting you for obstructing the course of my inquiries, said Benedict. He substantiated the claim by pulling a cake tin from the dresser. Ah, what do we have here? Hidden in plain sight, eh? Always the most effective method. Beth rolled her eyes and fetched plates and forks to serve the remainder of the Victoria sponge that her brother was brandishing. What's the plan, Benji? Where do we start? I think that Maddox and I need to go back to the very beginning. Baskerville did a good enough job with his preliminary inquiries, but I need to get a feel for this myself. It'll be very annoying for you all at the gallery, I know, but it can't be helped. I'm going to go back to the gallery and interview everybody all over again. I can chat to Drew any time, and I'll leave Scott off my list for now, as I heard everything he had to say right here after the WI meeting. Maddox, I think I'd like you to go and talk to Finn's gang. Don't go in uniform, but put your jeans and a t-shirt on so that you don't seem too official. I expect that, once you've introduced yourself as police, they'll instantly clam up. But you're bound to fare better than if I go. Ask them about their morning at the museum and see if you can squeeze a hint about where Finn might be hiding. It's a long shot, but we've got to try, said Benedict. OK, sir, I'll go straight away. I'll see what I can get out of them, but I suspect it won't be much. It might be an idea if you could pop in on Scott and Mrs. Malkin if you're going that way, said Drew. I'm concerned about the pair of them. That's a good point, Drew. Yes, do your community officer duty too. Scott can look after himself, I'm sure, but I know you're good with old ladies. Mossleigh has given you some valuable people skills. Let Mrs. Malkin experience the full force of your charming personality, said Benedict. I'll also go and see Munro. I'll ask him if there's any news of the sketch surfacing onto the marketplace. I'm presuming that the motto, follow the money, is just as applicable for a work of art as a jewellery theft. Cash is usually the key to solving the problem, said Benedict. What can I do? Asked Beth. For now, just keep us in tea and cake. There isn't much that any of us can do at present, but things will warm up as we get going, don't you worry. Drew, you just need to stay especially alert when you get back to the gallery. Keep your eyes and ears open for anything, just a little out of kilter, anything out of the ordinary, no matter how inconsequential it might seem, said Benedict. We'll see what the end of the week brings, and then we'll have another chat amongst ourselves. Nods of agreement called the meeting to a close, and the group then gave Beth's delicious cake the attention that it deserved. For the full book of Artful designs, available in paperback or as an ebook, follow the link in the cards in the description box or find details on my website at sharonbill.com. Thanks for listening.